Good morning, YouTube friends and family. Today, I'm in the house. I think I am for some of the time at least. And I'm going to be making some delicious brown butter oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Yum, yum, yum. So right now I'm browning my butter, getting started. I will take you guys along on the journey with me. Hope you like it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those good things. And let me know if there's something that you'd like for me to make in the comments. Making brown butter. You have to let it get brown without burning it. That's the secret. So today I'm making brown butter oatmeal chocolate chip cookies for all my fat dessert lovers out there. That's what I'm doing today. You want to keep your heat on medium low. You want it low. You don't want this burning. Butter costs too much and gone. Everybody that's here knows. And you don't want to burn it and ruin it. So we're going to just let this start to bubble. You gotta keep stirring though, because those milk solids that soak to the bottom will burn fast if you let them sit. They like to go to the corners and the bottom, so I'll put this little butter up so it doesn't get soft. Getting some bubble in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but we're getting it going. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. No burnt brown butter for these cookies, baby. They're gonna be delicious. And for those of you that are in my circle, one has your name on it. Just one. And those who are not, don't get jelly. Come to visit and I'll make cookies for you. Or whatever else. Today it's cookies though. I've been having this sweet tooth lately. Sweet. I said it 3 times because that's how it's been going. Butter is getting foamy on top. If you can see, that's part of the process. It gets nice and foamy, but you want to keep moving and make sure that you're looking up under that foam to see if any brownness is starting in the butter. And as soon as you see brownness, I take it off of the heat and move it to the side because that residual heat from the pot or the pan or whatever you're doing it will still continue to cook the butter, and you won't burn. Nicely browned and caramelized and nutty, but not burnt. It will mess up the whole cookie. No burnt butter. So it's not browning yet, but my foam is happening and I'm getting my simmer. So I'll bring you back. I added a cup of packed light brown sugar to my bowl, and I'm still browning this butter. It's gotta get brown, people. It's getting there though. The color has changed to a different yellow, and the foam is different. You can see. Smell changes too. You can tell when it really starts to get ready to brown because it gets nutty smelling, like roasted nuts almost. For my people that live in Ghana, you know how these teeny weeny ants are. So you gotta double protect everything. So I put plastic wrap over my things, and then I put the tops on. You gotta protect everything here, because these little dizzy ants, they're not even really ants. They're like the size of a speck of dirt. They're teeny tiny, and they're always just running around in circles everywhere. No matter what you do, they're here. I'm sure the sun is running around right now. I don't see them, thank God, but they're always here. I'm always fighting with ants. So you have to double protect your things, especially sweet things, because they're going to try to invade it. They will invade anything though. The flour I've thrown away, the meal I've thrown away, the everything. So everything I have now I pretty much put in containers, or I put inside of that pail and close it up, because you can't leave anything not super securely tightened, or you will have your little friends in it. So this is my cup of packed brown sugar, and then I'll pour the brown butter in once it's brown. It's still not there yet, but like I said, I'm trying to do this slowly so I don't burn it. That's important. Most important part of the cookie, guys. So my butter is where I think I want it, because I don't want it to get darker, because it'll keep getting dark. But I don't know if you can see the little dark brownness in the bottom of the butter to let you know that it's brown. See the brown bits? That's brown butter. Yeah. And you're gonna put all those little bits in there. See, it's still getting darker. It wasn't this dark when I took it off, so we're gonna keep stirring just to make sure it doesn't do anything it's not supposed to. So we need 1 1/3 cups all-purpose flour. We're putting less flour, of course, because there's oatmeal in these cookies too, so. So 1 cup. And now I'm adding thirds, so 1 1/3 cups of flour. And I did it again. I keep putting my flour in the wrong place. Half a teaspoon of salt, because whenever they're sweet, you know there has to be salt. Half tablespoon of baking soda, not powder, soda. We want chewy cookies, not cakey cookies. We're gonna need 1 cup of oats as well, but we're not gonna add those right now. I'll be back when I start mixing things. So I think you can see now how brown it is now that I've taken it off. See how brown that got? So now I'm gonna pour this warm. I let it cool down a little bit, but you want all those brown bits to come out. You don't want to leave any of that because that's all the flavor of the cookie. So you want to get all the brown butter bits out of your little pot or pan or whatever you're using. And there we go. So now I'm just going to mix this a little bit so hot butter doesn't start flying at me. And then I'll do it with the mixer. You want all the sugar to be incorporated and mixed in well. And now we'll come in with the beater. So it gets nice and fluffy. It's not going to get as fluffy as it would get if you use cold or softened butter, but because this butter is hot. But it will get nice and fluffy. It will get a lot fluffier. That's what it looks like. We'll be adding in 1 large egg and 1 egg yolk. So we'll put the whole egg in. If the egg doesn't look good. So back to blending up the sugar, butter mixture. I was trying to let it cool off because I don't want the dough to be too hot. So when you add your cookies in there, your chocolate in, it doesn't melt it. You don't want melted chocolate. Then goes in the egg. And your mixture should look something like that. Smooth, goopy, caramelly concoction. Be back for the next steps. You can add in my vanilla. It says a teaspoon. I always do a little bit more, so I just do a little sightsee and a little extra splash for good measure. We'll give that a quick mix. Make sure everything's mixed all in. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to get all the little sugary crystals that didn't want to mix in with their family down in, and on to the next one. is our flour, baking soda, and salt. We want to mix that up so that the salt and baking soda is distributed equally throughout the mix before we add it in to the cookie batter. We won't be using the mixer anymore now that the cream, the butter and sugar is creamed. I can't talk today, people. I don't know. My mouth is off. Make sure we get all our good off, and we'll eject these little beater handles to take them to the sink for washing. Guys, you see this ginormous kilo of chocolate bar that I bought from the bake shop in a bra? It's huge. I'm gonna cut a piece probably about like that big off of it and chop it up, and then I'm gonna also use chocolate chips because I like the melty gooiness of the chopped chocolate, because you know chocolate chips don't really spread. They have like stabilizers and things that they add to them to keep them from melting, to hold their shape when they're cooking. I know you can't see my face, so they keep their shape a lot. So with this, I'm going to add some dark chocolate as well along with those chocolate chips. So we have the gooiness plus we have the chips. Alrighty guys. So now we're gonna add in the flour, salt, and baking powder, baking soda mixture. And we're just gonna do it with our spatula because we don't want it to be all overworked. Nobody wants a tough cookie. We want it a little chewy, a little crispy, not cakey, none of those. That's how it's looking. Now I'll add in my 1 cup of oats. And the only thing we have left to add is chocolate chips and chocolate chunks. And I'm mixing this oatmeal in, and this is what the batter is looking like right now. As I get them incorporated, the oats incorporated into my batter. And you just want to mix it till you don't see any more white. And I think we're there because we don't want to overmix once again. And it's cooled down, so now that I can chop some chocolate. So I'm busting into this big old chocolate bar. And what I do, I have a bread knife. And that's what we're going to chop it with, because it's always better to chop with a serrated knife so it doesn't fly everywhere. If I knew where my bread knife was, it would be nice, guys. Having technical difficulties. Okay, guess we won't be using a serrated knife today, so. Big old chocolate. This thing is hard. It's in my fridge. Oh gosh. Too much. We're not going to use that much. We're going to try to cut through this one now that it's a little smaller. Okay. See that big chunk of chocolate? Now we're just gonna go through with the knife to try to, you don't want all the little tiny pieces, but don't want all crumbs, but we don't want huge chunks either. We want those chocolate pools to be in our cookie, but at the same time, we want them to be kind of uniform. Not to forget, we want these to be nice and chocolatey. And we're having chocolate chips in here too, though. Now I gotta find a way to store this chocolate. I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag, I think, and put it in my freezer. So I got the rest of the chocolate all broken down and put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna stick it in my fridge. Got a chocolate mess on my floor I got to get up too, so this is all the chocolate that I chopped. I'm gonna take it and I'm going to dump it into my cookie batter and fold it in along with this little bag of chocolate chips that I have here. Okay. Because like I told you, these won't really melt like we're used to melting. So we'll have those normal chips, and then I'll put the and I'm using all dark chocolate chips, and well, one I use semi-sweet chips, and then this is dark chocolate. So I don't like it's enough sugar. You don't want them super sweet, but you want them sweet. So that's where we're going with that. Kind of clean up chocolate crumbs. Let's get these chocolate crumbs off the floor before I'm mopping again. There we go. As good as new. Okay, so now that we have the chocolate in, we're gonna fold it into the dough, just till it's mixed. We want it evenly distributed because we want big chunks of chocolate in every bite. And I might just take out, I got plenty of chocolate, so I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna take it and put a little piece on top of each cookie before I bake it, but no. We got lots and lots of chocolate in here, so we should be just fine. Now I'm going to take this dough just so it can chill for a while, because of course we didn't use cold butter, we used hot melted butter in these cookies. So I want the butter to totally hydrate the flour and the oats, etc. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it out onto some parchment paper. I'm going to go back and get all my yummies. And I'm going to fold it into this parchment paper, and we're going to stick it in the fridge for a little while and let it hang out and have a party. Stick it in the fridge, and then I'll come back and scoop it out later, and then we'll be ready for baking. Okay guys, back to it. The dough has chilled for a while, so our power has been out for a while. You probably hear my generator churning and making noise in the background, but that's what it is. It's the generator. Thank God we have one. We're going to put down the parchment paper on the cookie sheets to make sure they don't stick. This oven has no temperature, so they're supposed to bake at 350. So I put it as low as it'll possibly go and hoping that's it. Yeah. So here's my dough. It's nice and firm. And I'm going to use a 1/4 cup or 2 tablespoons cookie dough is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to scoop a scoop, 1 scoop, 2 scoops. I don't have a ice cream scoop yet, but I'm going to get one. So we're going to put that together like that. First cookie. About 2 inches apart. So when they spread, they have room to breathe. 1 scoop. 2 scoops. That's just to make sure they're almost the same size. They're not going to be perfect because I'm not really carrying that much that way. So that's 2. We'll do it like that. We'll stagger them a little bit so you'll have some room. 1, 2. Form it just a little bit. You don't want to handle it too much because you don't want the chocolate to melt. 3. We're going to stagger them so they have room to spread, like I said. So 1 scoop, 2 scoops. Do you guys like to bake? Is it therapeutic for you like it is for me? Sometimes it is for me. I love cooking, but just when I want to, not because it feels like a chore or because I feel obligated to. But I love to cook. And I've gotten into baking a lot more. Didn't really eat much sweets at first, but I've been eating them since I've been in Ghana. I don't know why. Maybe that's the reason I'm getting a little fluffy. But I needed to gain some weight back anyway. I was at my extra small weight when I got here, so I've adjusted and started eating normally. So I've gotten my big girl weight back. Yeah, we're not gonna put, I think I'm gonna do 9 on here maybe. I might do 2 trays of these because, or till all of those gone. How about that? I want them to be nice, but I don't want them to be too much or too big, but nice size. So that the oven is preheating right now. And I think while these are cooking, I'll just ball out some more cookies. And this will be the last one. put these in the oven for about 11 or 12 minutes at 350. Well, whatever temperature it is in my Ghana oven, so you know how that goes. But anyway, you don't want them to be completely cooked at the edges, but they'll still be a little soft in the middle. That's what I'm going for. Let's see how this oven cooperates. And I'm gonna put this back in the fridge just because. So I just put them in the oven and they'll be in there for 11 minutes. So we'll be back. So I just took a peek at the cookies and I think they're ready. But it wasn't 11 minutes, it was 14. And it's probably because my oven isn't at the right temperature, because I want to have it as low as possible because I don't want to burn them. So let's pull them out. And there's my timer to make that 14 minutes. And a trick to make your cookies, you take it and you smack it down on the counter once, smack it down on the counter twice. Ouch, that's hot. And you smack it down for the third time, and that should settle and make them light. So that's what they look like right now. I'm gonna let them cool for about 10 minutes before I try to handle them so they don't fall apart. But see, they're nice. Crispy edges, soft centers is what I like. Chewy centers. I'll be back. Hey y'all, I'm back. And no, it didn't take me 2 days to make cookies. Like I told you, our power is out and we're on our generator. So at some point they're gonna turn this generator off and it may not be power. So I had to go take a shower and get dressed because the water pumps don't work without power. So therefore I will be taking a bucket bath and we're not trying to do that. So I'm back and my cookies are ready. I'm gonna bring this over so you can really get a good look. See, don't they look yummy? Nice and soft still, but they've sit, so they're firm enough. I'm gonna let you see the back side. And then we're gonna have to taste this. So this is what they look like on the back. It's not burnt, you know, that's chocolate. There's lots of chocolate in these cookies. So let's break into this baby. Crispy on the edges, soft inside, and that's really good. That brown butter makes a big difference. Tastes so nutty and good. Well, that's it this time, guys. I'm gonna be making focaccia. I don't know if I'm gonna come on and do a video, but I may. But let me know what you guys think about this recipe, and if you'd like to try it, I can give you all the ingredients, specifics. All right, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.